Just Fontaine holds the record for most goals in a single World Cup, netting 13 times in 1958. Though he passed away in 2023, he remains, at 92, an enduring icon of French attacking brilliance. Raymond Kopa won the Ballon d'Or in 1958 and shone for both Reims and Real Madrid in the golden era of football. He passed away in 2017, but his legacy as one of France's earliest global stars lives on. Robert Jonquet captained France at the 1958 World Cup and was a defensive rock for Reims. He passed in 2008, remembered as a true leader in French football history. Jean Vincent was a pacey winger who featured at 2 World Cups before becoming a successful manager. He passed away in 2013, leaving a deep legacy in French football. Marian Wisniewski dazzled at the 1958 World Cup with his flair and sharp movement. He passed in 2022, remembered as a graceful attacker of his generation. Dominique Colonna was a dependable goalkeeper who stood tall for France and stayed to Reims in the late 1950s. He passed away in 2023 at the age of 95, revered for his consistency and calm. Jean-Jacques Marcel featured in 3 World Cups as a tough and reliable midfield presence. He passed in 2014, honored for his contribution to the foundation of modern French midfield play. Roger Piantoni scored crucial goals during France's run to the 1958 World Cup semifinals. He passed in 2018, and his name still resonates with classic French attacking football. Armand Penburn was a versatile defender and long-serving figure at Stade de Reims. He passed in 2012, remembered as a pillar of French football's post-war rise. Jean Jorquif captained France at the 1966 World Cup and fathered a football dynasty through his son Yuri. At 86 in 2025, he remains a living link to a proud French footballing legacy. Marius Trésor was a commanding center-back who starred for France in 1978 and 1982. Now 75, he is regarded as one of the finest defenders the country has ever produced. Henri Michel was a tireless midfielder who later coached France to the 1986 World Cup semifinal. He passed away in 2018, remembered for his dual legacy as player and manager. Dominique Roqueteau, nicknamed the Green Angel, brought flair and fire to France's front line in the 70s and 80s. Now 70, he remains an admired figure, still involved in French football's cultural memory. Jean-Michel Larc was captain of the great Saint-Étienne side and later a respected pundit. Now 78, he continues to share football wisdom through commentary and mentorship. Bernard Lacombe scored one of the fastest goals in World Cup history and became a domestic scoring machine. At 73 in 2025, he remains closely tied to Olympique Lyonnais and player development. Michel Platini won 3 consecutive Ballons d'Or and led France to Euro 1984 glory with unmatched brilliance. Now 70, he is still one of the most influential and debated figures in French football. Maxime Bassis played with elegant precision at 3 World Cups and several major tournaments. At 70, He is fondly remembered for his style, composure, and loyalty to Les Blues. Patrick Battiston is known for his technical ability and bravery, including the dramatic 1982 World Cup incident. Now 68, he mentors young players and remains a figure of resilience in French sport. Jean Tigana formed part of the magical French midfield in the 80s and excelled at box-to-box play. At 70, he remains influential in coaching and development in and beyond France. Didier Six delighted fans with his speed and dribbling, playing at 2 World Cups and a European Championship. Now 71, he continues his journey in coaching, especially across emerging football nations. Alain Giresse was a genius in tight spaces, a key cog in France's iconic Euro 1984 midfield. At 73, he has become a well-traveled coach and ambassador for football intelligence. Luis Fernandez brought steel and emotion to the French midfield and was the heart of the 1984 triumph. Now 66, he works in media and football education, never far from the game he loves. Manuel Amoros was a quick, technical fullback who featured in 3 consecutive World Cups. At 63, he remains one of France's best ever in his position and a role model for defenders. Bruno Bellon scored the decisive goal in the Euro 1984 final, cementing his place in history. Now 63, he continues to be celebrated for his clutch moment and attacking spark. Jean-Pierre Papin won the Ballon d'Or in 1991 and thrilled fans with his iconic volleys and finishing. At 61, he now shares his insights as a coach and remains a hero for many strikers today. Jean-François Domergue became an unlikely hero during Euro 1984, scoring twice in the dramatic semi-final against Portugal. At 68 in 2025, he is still celebrated as a symbol of determination and one of France's most memorable tournament stories. Yannick Stopera led the French attack during the 1986 World Cup and scored a vital goal in the round of 16 against Italy. Now 64, he remains actively involved in scouting and youth development, passing on his passion to the next generation.